Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. I trust everyone is having a wonderful day today. And how are you, Andrea?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am wonderful. Everything is going right so far. And I trust it will go right all day long for
That's
sure.
right.
Yes. Um, I want to start with the conversation of allowing your body to rest.
All right. I need that.
Yeah. Because this morning because of our commitment, 90 days commitment, I well, last night I stayed up a little bit later than my usual time, and I wanted to get up my usual early morning time, but my body was exhausted, and then I was feeling a little bit, kind of like sick. So, but I allowed my body to rest. Now when we having goals like this, for me, I give myself that permission because our body needs to be able to rest and then also get the proper healing that it needs before we can actually, we don't need to force it. We don't want to force it. We do have our goals set out for today, and we have to make it up throughout the day, but we just need to make sure we also taking care of our health and then being able to rest properly, so in that way we'll be able to last longer with our 90 days success journey. So that was what I experienced, and I felt really better after having that a little bit longer rest. And I wanted to share that because we tend to push ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are, very goal driven, and we want to contribute to the world, and sometimes we need to be reminded that it's okay if we need to take some rest and be able to just calm down from the whole tense experience if there is any,
Mhm.
so now we can have more energy and be able to share with the world. So that was my experience, and I thought I should share that just in case if anybody feels like, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but I'm
That's-
back. Yeah, I'm back, so I'm excited
I
getting
kind
in
of
this
did the
up.
same thing this morning. I set the alarm for like an hour and a half before I actually got up, and I just kept resetting it. And I switched over I listened to affirmations all night long, and um, so I switched over from what I was listening to the one that you sent me
Yeah.
with that woman's voice. I love that.
Mhm.
And so I would lay there and I would do my visualization. And I was, this morning, I was doing it with my house. And I was just waking up in my house, walking around, smelling, all that stuff. And of
Mhm.
course, then I would doze back off and my alarm would go off, I reset it for 30 minutes. And then I would just do the same thing, until I dozed off again. And I did that for an hour and a half. And I just felt so good when I got up.
Yes, yes. And
I
that's
felt
the good
rested.
part about when we go to sleep with this recording. I definitely can feel the difference when I wake up in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, and I don't know if you have either listened to it or read um, Neville Goddard book. I think it's called The Revision, and I listened to the audio. So what he says is that every night before we go to sleep, we want to make a revision to our day. So if the day, so you will kind of like think through what happens throughout your day. And if there is any event that didn't turn out the way you wanted to, you want to revise that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you want to revise that and then make it the way you want it to and happen, because when we go to sleep with that, where he says that that creates our tomorrow.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so he called it a revision. So that is really a good skill to be able to to practice, because um throughout the day, we experience certain things, and most of the time we just go to sleep with it. And but
Yeah.
his method is like try to get rid of it, see it how you would have preferred to see it. So that's a good practice, and I have started to do that, but I need to be with it, because don't fall asleep with with that with that. So that's one method for
Well,
people to be that.
I know that in doing that with my conversations in my head and changing them, by doing that, I'm able to release it. I have noticed that now. I haven't done it at the end of my day and revise things that happen during the day. I'll start doing that now that you've mentioned it. But as I have limiting thoughts and things like that, or something negative, yourself, because I've been sharing that I've been learning how to release those
Yeah.
and how to readdress them. And I'm finding that when I do, and actually what I'll do, and this may sound crazy, but is I act like that I'm standing over there and I'm talking to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to release whatever it is that's upsetting me or that is on my mind that I want to be different. By talking it out, even with myself, I'm able to release. I feel better inside. The tension goes away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. That makes sense, and we should be able to do that. And um, Dr. Leaf is one of the teachers. She actually talks about this capability that we have, where we could actually, when we close our eyes, we have the capability to actually turn it around and be able to look ourselves.
Yeah.
We are wired that way. So, and
Yes.
yeah, so that's another method people can use also to evaluate. Like it's amazing how we are created, how we are wired. We can talk to ourselves, like you say, someone who's standing from outside, or we can talk to ourselves from looking in. So it's a good method, but the best way to do it is releasing. And I found it, like I said, another topic from Neville Goddard is what to say when you talk to yourself. So with that one is, and we are always talking to ourselves,
Mhm.
and what we saying to ourselves is being, is going to get to whoever it is near to us, and they giving us back what we saying to ourselves about ourselves. So we never receiving actually a message from a next person. Really, it is what we're saying to ourselves. So what he says, to make sure our communication is, what we want to experience. So when he says that, and that's why it is so important, if we are aware of it, our silent conversation is not peaceful. Like you say, we need to be able to give that communication, and then release it. And most of the time when you have a close partner, um, you can see actually if they express to you positive towards you, then your internal is good. That's a good
Ah,
feedback.
yeah.
Yeah, having someone who's close to you is a good feedback to see where you are in your internal conversation, and check in and say, where is it coming from him, or is it coming from me that I'm sending him the signal? So that's something I've been exploring with my husband, and it is definitely there is a connection that you give from one another by being so close, actually.
Uh-huh.
If
So
we can
much
pick,
to learn. So much to learn.
so much to learn, so much to learn. If we can pick up from our studying of the book, and do you have anything highlight you want to share?
I don't.
Okay.
We can just start reading, I guess.
All right. The we can where we left off is from the affirmative method.
Okay.
The effectiveness of an affirmation is determined largely by your understanding of the truth and the meaning back of the words. In paying and praying, use not vain a repetition. That's from the Bible. Therefore, the power of your affirmation lies in the intelligence application of defined and specific positives. You see, again, defined and specific. This is goes back to the same way with our desires and goals. We need to be defined and specific. For example, a boy adds 3 and 3 and puts down 7 on the blackboard. The teacher affirmed with a mathematical certainty that the 3 and 3 are 6. Therefore, the boy changes his figure accordingly. The teacher's statement did not make 3 and 3 equal 6 because the latter was already a mathematical truth. The mathematical truth caused the boy to rearrange the figures on the blackboard. It is abnormal to be sick. It is normal to be healthy. Healthy is the truth of your being. When you affirm healthy, harmony, and peace for yourself or another, and when you realize these are universal principles of your own being, you will rearrange the negative pattern of your subconscious mind based on your faith and understanding of what which you affirm. So, what is your input on this one?
I was just going back and reading that over again. It's abnormal to be sick. It is normal to be healthy. Health is the truth of your being. I think that it's comparing that to where the 3 and 3 is 6. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had to get in line with that truth.
Yep.
He had to change his answer to 6 because the truth is not 7. The truth is 6.
Yeah.
And so then down here, when it's talking about it's normal to be healthy, it's not normal to be sick, we've got to line up with health.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see.
Absolutely. And but most of the time, we have been conditioned to see everything that we see around us as sickness, like being sick is a normal thing. Or yeah, so that's the thing about it. So we have to unlearn and learn. So unlearn the false information about ourselves and our surroundings, and also learn about the truth about ourselves, which we are a spiritual being, living in this body. So, and our spiritual being is perfect and is healthy and is harmony and peace. So we need to come to realize that in order for us to be able to accept the truth. So when we are affirming, if we're not aware of the truth about us, then when we say I'm healthy, then of course, the body is going to say, no, you're not. If we are sick, it's going to say, no, you're not. So, but that's what I'm getting out of it. And, but which is, similar to yours. We just need to unlearn and learn the truth about us. And then when we affirming, we align, because this is, we're talking about alignment. The result of the affirmative process of prayer depends on your confirming to the principle of life, regardless of appearance. Considered for a moment that there is a principle of mathematics and none of the error. There is a principle of truth, but none of dishonesty. There is a principle of intelligence, but none of ignorance. There is a principle of harmony and none of discord. There is a principle of health, but none of disease. And there is a principle of abundance, but none of poverty. But poverty, disease, that's all we hear. That's all we've been conditioned to accept as normal, as truth. Oh, well, our family was, poverty and poverty line, or, our family line has a disease, So because of that, for someone who is just learning this information, could be very hard to swallow. But this is why we study these materials, to make ourselves aware the truth about us. Okay, you want to have anything you want to read from that?
How much time do we have left?
Oh.
I don't want to get in the middle of that's kind of long there.
You got to.
You
have time. You have time.
Okay. The affirmative method was chosen by the author for use on his sister who was to be operated on for the removal of gallstones in a hospital in England. The condition described was based on the diagnosis of hospital tests and the usual x-ray procedures. She asked me to pray for her. We were separated geographically about 6,500 miles, but there's no time or space in the mind principle. Infinite mind or intelligence is present in its entirety at every point simultaneously. Just think about it. When we send a text, you're all the way in North America, I'm in South America, or you're in North United States, and I'm in the South, and I can send you a text and it's there just like that. I can send Lloyd one in Ireland and it's there just like that.
Yep.
That's just so awesome. He said, I withdrew all thought from the contemplation of symptoms. He wasn't thinking about her symptoms. He took that out of his mind. And from the corporeal personality altogether. I affirmed as follows. This prayer is for my sister Catherine. She is relaxed and at peace, poised, balanced, serene, and calm. The healing intelligence of her subconscious mind, which created her body, is now transforming every cell, nerve, tissue, muscle, and bone of her being according to the perfect pattern of all organs lodged in her subconscious mind. Silently, quietly, all distorted thoughts patterned in her subconscious mind are removed and dissolved, and the vitality, wholeness, and beauty of the life principle are made manifest in every atom of her being. So that's the right way to pray. But yet, the way I always did it in the past is I feel all the emotion of pity and sorrow and begging God to heal. And that's not effective because you're just praying for more of the same. You've got to pray what you want to see happen, what you see in your mind's eye happening with that person. Mm-hmm. It's completely new to what the whole world just about is doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this is the way to pray effectively.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just praying the answer, visualizing the answer.
Mm-hmm.
She is now open and receptive to the healing currents which are flowing through her like a river, restoring her to perfect health, harmony, and peace. I affirmed the above several times a day, and at the end of 2 weeks, my sister had an examination which showed a remarkable healing, and the x-ray proved negative. That's wonderful. So mm-hmm. I don't know if he mentions it here, I can't remember, but I would dare say that she was also in a positive frame of mind as well, that mm-hmm. she didn't have her mind on
again. It times me out. Yeah.
So when you're praying for somebody, you want to pray for the end result. You want to keep only that picture in your mind of that person being healed and whole. And he goes so far as to specifically say, just like you do when you're writing, what are you wearing? What do you smell? What do you see? And that's what he's doing here when he says specifically, he calls out, parts of her. She's relaxed and at peace, poised, balanced, serene, and calm. He's seeing her that way. He's speaking it that way. That's very powerful.
Yes, it is. And he says right at the bottom of that, to affirm is to state that it is so. But that's why it is so important for us to understand what we are affirming. And as you maintain this attitude of mind as true, regardless of all evidence to the contrary, you will receive an answer to your prayer. And this is the part where you need to control your 5 senses from distracting you to saying, no, I don't see that. No, I don't smell that. No, I don't touch that. But you can control it by making it, vivid and be able to smell it and see it and touch it and have that, action going on. Your thought can only affirm, for even if you deny something, you are actually affirming the presence of what you deny. Repeating an affirmation, knowing what you are saying and why you are saying it, leads the mind to that state of consciousness where it accepts that which you are, which you state as true. Keep on affirming the truth of life until you get the subconscious reaction, which satisfies. So, oh, perfect timing. That was good. Just understanding why we need to affirm and what are we, affirming. It is a key to be able to use affirmation method to be able to have our wishes and desire be accepted by our subconscious mind. That was a good discussion. Thank you very much for your time today, Andrea. And I trust everybody will benefit out of our discussion today, out of our discussion today. they, yeah, they got a twist together. And have a beautiful day and take care.
Bye.
Yes, bye bye.